answer all your real estate questions in our 3 minutes or it's free.
Thanks, Shubha. Today we're going to be talking about a question we get asked a lot. What is a pre-approval? What does it do? And how do I get one? So since you do mortgages, why don't you tell us, what is a pre-approval?
I'd love to. A pre-approval is basically a preliminary assessment of a borrower's finances that we use to determine their affordability of a house. Now, a couple of the advantages of a pre-approval is the the interest rate hold.
Right.
So it will hold an interest rate for up to 120 days, so that what this means is that if interest rates go up during that time frame, you'll be guaranteed that lower rate, and vice versa, if interest rates go down, you'll always be guaranteed the lowest rate during that time frame.
So that's obviously a win-win for the client, so that's a great thing.
Yeah, definitely. One of the other important factors with a pre-approval is determining the affordability of the house. We'll look at your salary, we'll look at your debts, and we'll understand kind of what you can afford, and we'll show you what your monthly payments will be. We'll include the taxes, we'll include the heating, and we'll map out a plan for the borrower to kind of let them understand what they're getting themselves into. This will also help the realtor in determining what kind of price range they'll be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell my clients, always get a pre-approval. There's no cost, it can't hurt, and it does a couple things for you. One, it allows you to, again, like you said, know exactly how much you can afford. And there's two ways that it helps you. One, you may not realize you can afford more than you thought. So you may thought you could only got $300,000 and you end up being able to get a $350,000 home, or vice versa, which happens a lot, where people think they can afford $350,000 and really they can only end up getting $300,000. The other thing that it does for your client is it's going to give you a stronger negotiating tool. When you do go into a home, you know exactly what your top dollar is, what you can afford and what you can't afford, and it allows you to put in stronger offers. So why don't you tell us, how do you actually get a pre-approval?
Well, going about getting a pre-approval is very simple. We'll ask you for a couple of basic pieces of information, your name, birth date, phone number. We'll do our background check with a credit score and everything, and bang, you'll have a pre-approval. Now, it's important to remember that pre-approval isn't always worth as much as you think it is. A lot of times it's only an interest rate hold.
Right.
In order for it to become more valuable, we'll do a pre-qualification of you, where we'll ask you for some more supporting documentations. Yep. We'll verify your income, verify your employment, and a couple other things that we use to assess credibility. And from that point, you'll have a more solid understanding of where you stand.
Right.
One thing to keep in mind is that this mortgage pre-approval is just one part of the mortgage puzzle, and the property plays a big part in that puzzle.
Absolutely. Yep.
So without a property to actually go by, we can't determine whether you'll be qualified or not, because that property's market value might not be where you thought it was, or there might be some other defects going along with that property. So just keep that in mind when putting that offer in, and speak to your realtor, and your realtor will be able to help you along with
Absolutely. We're going to help you find out the true market value and hopefully put an offer in line with that. So hopefully that answers your questions about mortgage pre-approvals. If you have any questions about them, be sure to talk to Shubha or I, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Thanks for watching the Real Estate Drive-Thru. See you next time.